Cool. Cool. So I'll ask too, because all I did is I sent a connection request to both of these individuals. What approach would you take? Because I feel like that may not have been
Yeah.
the best. Like, what would you do if you're trying to get in touch with this company?
So you sent one to Carrie and Gabe?
Yep.
Okay. Just a connection request with a note?
I did not have a note. I just sent the connection request first.
Oh, okay. Why no note? Just
I'm just
curious.
sort of testing it.
Okay.
To see the note to me, like I always approach stuff like this thinking if I was the other person, what I want to see, which may not be the right way of thinking about it. That's usually how I try to. And I was just
Yeah.
thinking, notes, whenever someone sends me a connection request with a note, it usually just feels spammy and I ignore it. So that's why I've been trying to make it more just like a normal connection request. And if they accept it, then I can say, okay, this is what I'm selling, I guess. But what would you do? Because I don't know for sure what the best answer is. I'm just sort of stabbing in the dark with some of this stuff.
Remember, everyone on social media is kind of selling something. The only thing that really matters is, does the person on the other end need what we're selling? We're using the data that we have. We know that they're hiring. We know that this company is typically one that is the type that would need a recruiter. So I would encourage you to really lean into it. It doesn't need to be spammy, but like you have to look at it like you're going to help them. I know right now, because this is all new, it's probably like, oh, well, I just feel like I'm bothering them. But here, from my perspective, when you find a candidate for these people and they have it placed, they will be thanking you so much for reaching out to them. So you have to kind of think of it with the end in mind, knowing that this is actually going to be a service to them. Remember, this is a huge pain point that they have right now. We might not know exactly which position is the biggest pain point yet. That's not until we get on the job order call. But we know that there's a pain point there. And trust me, a 6-person company, they are scrapping by trying to make it right now, man. Like you have to, they want a one or two more talented people to help them build what they're doing. So you come along and you say, I can help you find this person. If they're willing to hear you out and give you a shot, which there's no reason why they shouldn't, then it could be a really, really good thing for them. So I would just really encourage you, like, get rid of any insecurity that you might have about being spammy or salesy or whatever. Like you are being salesy, but there's nothing wrong with that. So it's almost like you have to really convince yourself in your own mind. And this is some like Think and Grow Rich stuff right here. If you've ever read that book, it does have a lot of great principles about belief in yourself and making a decision to do something and yada, yada, yada. So I would convince yourself that what you're doing is offering a service that will help them. And those messages will be a lot easier to send. But if you keep that insecurity there, it comes through. And then ironically, they'll pick up on it and be like, well, what does this guy want from me? You know, it's kind of funny how that works, but we can project exactly what we think they may be thinking. Sometimes we plant that seed ourselves without even realizing it, even through the message. So lean in heavy to what your solution is. I have candidates that can fill this role. They specifically have X, Y, Z. Don't worry about if you have them yet right now. It does not matter. Just be confident with that approach and start the conversation. This is all about relationship. And then when you fill that role for them, you're going to be their best friend. They're going to give you another role.
That's very helpful because you're right. This because I don't come from a salesy background, so like the biggest learning for me is making that like the sales.
And I understand this being newer to you. It's of course kind of like you kind of dip your toe in. You know you're not, but just be confident that, hey, you've got me here to help you along the way. I've been doing this for 8 years, done, I don't know, 4 million last time I counted in these fees. I know that these people need what we have, and they are struggling with this pain point right now. Every company is. Every company needs the best, especially at this stage. They need the best talent possible to help them get to the next phase. And then they need that next round of funding. So they need you to help bring those 2 or 3 people. And those roles they have posted those are the roles they need filled right now. So the fact that you already sent the connection invites, it is what it is. Now I would also send just a cold email and just say, hey, I sent you a connection invite on LinkedIn, but I wanted to follow up through email as well. My name is Jacob. I'm a software engineer turned recruiter. Remember, we talked about that pitch, how I think that can be really powerful for you. And just do a 2-sentence story about I started my recruiting business because I saw a need in the marketplace for competent recruiters who understood what they were looking for. And that's what I would love to help you with in filling these roles. I've got several candidates that I think would be great. When would be a good time to chat? That pitch right there, dude, is gold for you. I'm telling you. I know you don't believe it yet, but I'm telling you. So that's what I would do. Sometimes you see they've opened it 3, 4, 5 times. And that just gives you more confidence to follow up with them, and don't be shy about what you can offer to help them.